I tucked on, thank God.
Yeah, good, all good.
Today I'm doing pros. I don't know, yeah, it's a good start. I remember the time I went as Hitler for Halloween. My dad helped me make the costume. I'd got the idea after watching the World War II week on PBS. I wore tan polyester pants and one of his khaki shirts, with sleeves so long that they dragged on the floor unless I rolled them up. With some paints left over from when we made a pinewood derby car for YMCA Indian guides, he painted a black swastika on a white circle on a red bandana and tied it around my left arm. Using the dippity-doo he put in his hair every morning, he gave my own hair that plastered, parted style that made Hitler look as if he was always sweating. We clipped the sides off of a 50-cent mustache and adhered it to my upper lip with liquid latex. I tucked my pants into the black rubber boots I wore whenever I played outside and stood in front of the mirror. My dad laughed and said, "I guarantee it, baby. You're going to be the scariest kid in 4th grade." Tragedies like the Holocaust can be difficult for young children to wrap their heads around. Although they can understand it at face value, they fail to grasp the true horror of tragedies like it. In the short story, The Littlest Hitler by Ryan Buderno, we see Davy, a 4th grade boy, as he's sent to his school's Halloween dressed as Adolf Hitler. In this story, we follow Davy as his out-of-touch school tries and fails to address the matter that is his costume. The Littlest Hitler by Ryan Buderno. There were problems with my costume as soon as I got on the bus that morning. "Hail Hitler," the big kids in the back chanted, until Miss Reese pulled over to reprimand them. We knew it was serious when she pulled over. The last pulling over incident occurred when Carl Worthington cut off one of Ginger Lopez's pigtails with a pair of scissors stolen from the library.
"That isn't polite language appropriate for riding the bus,"
Miss Reese said.
"Do you talk like that around the dinner table? I want you both in the front seats, and as soon as we make it to school, I am marching you to Mr. Warnicke's office."
But I didn't do anything. I felt guilty for causing this ruckus. Everybody was looking at me with these grim expressions. It's important, I suppose, to note that there wasn't a single Jewish person on the bus, or in our school for that matter. In fact, there was only one Jewish family in our town, the Friedlanders, and their kids didn't go to West Century Elementary. When I got to school, Miss Thompson considered me for a moment in the doorway and seemed torn, both amused and disturbed at the implications of a 4th grade Hitler. When she called roll, I stood up sharply from my desk, did the salute I'd been practicing in front of the TV, and shouted, "Here!" Some people laughed. After roll was taken, we took out our spelling books. But Miss Thompson had other ideas. Some of you might have noticed that we have a historical figure in our class today. While the rest of you dressed up as goblins and fairies and witches, it seems Davy is the only one who decided to come as a real-life person. I'm a real-life person too, Miss Thompson. And who would you be, Lisette? I'm Anne Frank. Miss Thompson put a hand to her lips. Clearly, she didn't know how to handle this. Lisette had always been one of those smart, pretty girls everybody likes. And when I saw her rise from her desk with the lopsided Star of David pinned to her Austrian-looking frock or whatever you call it, I felt the heat of her 9-year-old loathing pounding me in the face. "Well, this is quite interesting," Miss Thompson said. "You both came as figures from World War II. Maybe you can educate us about what you did. Davy, if you could tell us what you know about Hitler." I cleared my throat.
"He was a really, really mean guy.
What made him so mean?
Well, he made a war and killed a bunch of people and made everybody think like him. He only ate vegetables, and his wife was his niece. He kept his blood in jars. Somebody tried to kill him with a suitcase, and he took some poison and died.
What people did he kill?
Everybody. He didn't like Jesse Owens because he was Afro-American.
Yes, but mostly what kind of people did he have problems with?
He killed all the Jews.
Not all Jews, fortunately, but millions of them, including Anne Frank. The classroom was riveted. I didn't know whether I was in trouble or what. Lisette smirked at me when Miss Thompson said her character's name, then walked in front of the class to tell us about her. Anne Frank lived in Holland during World War II. And when the Nazis invaded, she lived in someone's attic with her family and some other people. She wrote in her diary every day, and like movie stars, she wanted to grow up to write stories for a newspaper. But the Nazis got her and her family and made them go to a concentration camp and killed them. A concentration camp is a place where they burn people in ovens. Then somebody found her diary, and everybody liked it. When Lisette was done, everybody clapped. Recess was a nightmare. I was followed around the playground by Lisette's friends who were playing horse with a jump rope, berating me for Anne Frank's death.
How would you like it if you had to live in an attic and pee in a bucket and couldn't walk around and talk all day and didn't have any food to eat?
I felt it didn't take long for them to make me cry. The rule about recess was you couldn't go back inside until the bell, so I had to wait to get out of my costume. I got knots in my stomach just thinking about the parade at the end of the day. Everybody else seemed so happy in their costumes. And then Lisette started passing around a piece of notebook paper that said, "We're on Anne Frank's side." And all these people signed it. When my friend Charlie got the paper, he tore it up and said to the girls,
Leave Davy alone. He just wanted to be a scary bad guy for Halloween, and he didn't really kill anybody.
Despite Charlie's moral support, I peeled my mustache off and untied my armband as soon as I made it to the boys' room. Miss Thompson gave me her gray-haired wig to wear for the parade. "Here, Davy, you can be an old man who likes to wear khaki." I knew Miss Thompson was trying to humor me, and I resented her. Lisette, for whatever reason, maybe because her popularity in the classroom bordered on celebrity worship, got to lead the parade. I was stuck between Becky Lewis and her pathetic cat outfit, and Doug Becker, dressed as a garden. His mom and dad were artists. Each carrot, radish, and potato had been crafted in meticulous paper mache, painted, lacquered, and halfway embedded in a wooden platform he wore around his waist. For the third year in a row, Doug ended up winning the costume contest. By the time our parade made it to the middle school, I was thoroughly demoralized. I'd grown so weary of being asked, "What are you?" that I had taken to wearing the wig over my face and angrily answering, "I'm lint, I'm lint." My dad was genuinely disappointed when he learned of my classmates' reactions. "But everybody knows you're not prejudiced. It's Halloween, for crying out loud." He folded the bandana, looking sad and guilty. "I'm sorry, Davy. We didn't mean for it to turn out like this, did we? Tell you what, let's go to Sprouts Rights and buy you the best goddamn costume they've got." Thank you.